My thoughts on game one between the Clippers and the Suns is that it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. I feel like this game could be a high-scoring game. I could be wrong, and that's fine, but I really do think that this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think that both teams are going to come out and try to attack on both ends, and I think that the Clippers, they'll find instances where they can, impose their will defensively, but they'll find instances where, Phoenix offense might be, fluid. It might be flowing at that time. So, it's just going to be, an up and down battle in this game. And I feel like the Clippers offense is going to flow. I think Eric Gordon is going to be like one of those X factors, having a pretty good shooting night itself, along with, Norman Powell. And then, of course, I think Kawhi Leonard is going to be Kawhi Leonard, the playoff Kawhi Leonard that we know. And, Kawhi affects the game so much in so many ways. It's just unreal how good he is and how valuable he is as a player and how he affects the game so much. But I think the Clippers are going to have a good game plan coming into the game. I think Ty Lue is going to basically just tell them, straight up, if you don't play defense, you're not going to win this game. And like I said, they're going to play defense, but there's just going to be times where Phoenix offense is just, going to override that. And like I said, that's okay as long as your defense comes up in moments when it's needed. Like in the fourth quarter, you get a couple of more turnovers in the fourth quarter than you did through the third quarter. And like I said, if you're finding yourself, double teaming and switching back and forth, doing the double teams, you got to make do of those. You got to make those count. When you double team, when they pass it, it's got to be a turnover, or you got to double team them into a bad situation, a bad shot where it causes a turnover, or maybe against a shot clock situation. You have to play defense to a T if you're going to play against a team like this in the 7-game series, especially without one of your star players in Paul George. And, this team seems like they've kind of built some type of chemistry. And I feel like Russ is kind of bringing this team together as like a leader or something, as like one of the leaders, on the team. And I feel like Kawhi is being, the ultimate leader by playing his part and, leading the way he's supposed to. Shout out to him for getting the Western Conference Player of the Week. Even though it's the last part of the season, he still was dominating. He still was playing at a high level. And I think he's just going to, take that right into the playoffs. And, it's just like I said, I feel like the chemistry with this team is good. I've been hearing things, I've talked about things with Bones Highlands and, Terrence Mann and them saying good things about Russell Westbrook and him being the type of teammate that's vocal, things like that, and bringing the troops together, and Kawhi's leading them and things like that. It just seems like a good environment. And, hearing Nicholas Batum, stick up for Russell Westbrook in regards to the haters speaking about Russ, basically tuning out the haters. It's like, Russ is a part of our team. He's a part of us. Damn what the haters say. That's a good thing, as well. So when you see things and hear things like that, it definitely, bodes well for the team. And, like I said, this team wins a championship, with Russell Westbrook, hypothetically, if this team won a championship, that would do a lot for Russ's career too. That's the only thing he's missing in his career is a championship. So, hey, hopefully they get Paul George back quick enough so this team can, make that run how they're supposed to. Because, this is the year for them to do it. Regardless of injury, they got to find a way to do it. They can't really have no excuses. It's just, championship or bust, win or bust. That's just the way it is. And really, that's been the way for the Clippers the last few years. It's just, injuries and, things like that. And, unfortunate events, happening to them. They just got to find a way to, get over that hurdle and, go out there and play, because this is a tough challenge. And I believe KD is going to have 35 to 40 points somewhere in there this first game. Or maybe like I say maybe 31 or 32. I think Kawhi is going to guard him, a lot of the night. So I'm gonna say a hard 31-32 for KD if Kawhi is guarding the most of the night. But I think Kawhi have somewhere around that as well, or maybe a little bit more. I personally think so. I'm gonna say Kawhi have about 34 points, and maybe about 11 rebounds. I say he have about 5 assists. I'm thinking somewhere around maybe 3 or 4 steals and maybe 2 blocks. Kawhi, when he gets in playoff mode, he kind of fills up the stat sheet in different type of ways that makes him, that shows everybody his value. And like I said, this would be a big win for the Clippers. You definitely want to take one on the road. You definitely want to get one in Phoenix, and you definitely want to, make a statement there, because if you have to come back in a game 7, you want to have the confidence to know that you can go back and win in their house if you've done it at least one time before. So, this is you definitely don't want to go down 0-2 in this series. This is not like playing against Dallas. So hopefully the Clippers come out with the right mindset, and it allows it to flourish on the floor so they can, win a game in Phoenix, because like I said, going down 0-2 to this juggernaut team, it's a potential sweep after that point. Now, I don't think, a Kawhi Leonard team will get swept, but hey, anything is possible. We've seen it happen to the greatest of the greats. KD just got swept last year with Kyrie on his team to the Boston Celtics. So, it could happen to anybody, but I just don't think that's even remotely the case. I think the Clippers can find a way to defensively, straddle the Suns and rattle them a little bit to where it throws off their offense and allows the Clippers to flourish a little bit more on the defensive end, which will allow the Clippers to actually, play at the top of the game on the offensive end, especially when the Clippers are knocking down threes. If the Clippers come out knocking down threes the way they can as a unit, as a team, everybody just, giving it to them from the 3-point line, and then the penetration going into the paint is solid as well. And, that's going to be a problem for the Suns. And that's what the Clippers got to focus on. They can rely on the threes some. I don't want them to live and die with the three. You can rely on it some, but be aggressive and go to the paint and see what you can do, because a lot of those defenders on Phoenix, I think, the Clippers have the athleticism or the athletic type guys to get around them and get to the basket and, get more and one opportunities, because I feel like the Clippers have more of an athletic team. They got more guys who can, score in different ways. Like Norman Powell, he may not be not the most athletic, but he can get around somebody, he can score. The Clippers just got so many scorers, they really do. And then, you got Russell Westbrook, he's athletic, Kawhi, and then you got Terrence Mann, They got some guys, who really can, go at you offensively and just attack you and be aggressive. So I think it's what the Clippers really need to, rely on, is their aggressiveness, and go out there and play that through their aggressiveness and allow their defense to flourish, because that's really going to be key. And like I said, it's going to be a tough game. I really think the score of the game, if I had to pick it right now, I'm going 122 to 116, Clippers. I think they can really, have a great offensive game. I think, like I said, the Suns are going to, play offensive as well some, but I think the Clippers will make defensive plays at the right time to the game. And hopefully Russ doesn't alter that with, turnovers, but we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, I think, it's going to be a game 1 upset, and hopefully it is, because it'll better the Clippers' chances of winning this series if they can take one, or definitely the first one, in Phoenix.